Hello and welcome to Easton Adventures. Today we are going to be making little ecospheres in jars. So we have a larger jar that we are going to do a dry ecosphere with maybe some insects, and then a smaller jar that we're going to do a water ecosphere. We can hopefully capture some little miniature water life. So we're going to go collect the supplies that we need to make them and then put them together. Okay, well, Morgan said she knows where some water is. We're trudging back through our swamp. So we're gonna follow her to find out the place that we are gonna get our water from. A slug? That'd be kind of cool. Yeah, put it in a bug catcher. Maybe we'll use the slug. Oh, that's the perfect, is that the water you were talking about? I think that's gonna be perfect. So, just a little puddle that the tree fell over, created a spot here back in our swamp, and this should be a perfect place to get some water and some mud and put it in there and try to make our ecosphere. All right, so we're gonna grab some mud and some water to put in here. This is for the water ecosphere. We're just gonna basically scrape down in here. So we're gonna scrape down in there to get some mud and some water. Make sure we don't have too much. So Morgan opened up the top of the jar for the ecosphere. We're just gonna add a little bit of fresh water from the creek here just so we have some diversity of life, hopefully. We're gonna add a little bit of water and then maybe some sticks, and our water ecosphere will be done. Okay, so that is full. And go ahead and close it up.
Tightly, because we don't want any air getting in.
We have collected the water and the mud for our enclosed ecosphere. This one, as you can see, looks really nasty right now, so we're gonna have to take it home and let it settle out for a couple days, and the water should turn clear. At least we hope so. Let's just go put these sticks in there. We'll just go put these couple sticks, and the water one will be done. Okay, we got it.
Got the sticks in here finally.
Okay. So here we have our water
ecosphere.
All right, well, on to our dry ecosphere jar. We're gonna walk around and find some stuff. We have a little box right behind Sydney. We're gonna get a bunch of stuff, put it in the box, and then we'll come back and put our ecosphere together. Lead the way, show us where the creek is.
Lead us the way to the creek.
Oh, some good moss, awesome. Here, show the camera. Get some good little pieces of moss. We'll probably use that in there. Yeah, the creek, you found it?
Joey found the creek.
All right, let's see if we can find some rocks in here. I see a bunch. Okay, Morgan and Sydney, can you climb down and see all those rocks down there? I need you to start handing rocks up and putting them in the box. All right, we got Sydney and Morgan down there. They're grabbing us some rocks. Just put a bunch in the bottom. We need 100 of them. So just grab a bunch. It's okay if there's sand with it and everything. Just grab a bunch. Not too big. They kind of want to be smaller, like the size of a penny. Also gonna get a little bit of sand. We're gonna get a little bit of sand to put in there to be part of the bottom layer. So we'll get a little bit of sand in there. This is good sand. It's almost like beach sand. It's nice. So that should be enough sand. Where she's climbing up, this is good dirt here, and it's easy to get because it's already there. Joey, bring it back. I need to put this in there. So
we got lots of ingredients in here.
So here we go. That's another good little plant.
Good idea.
It just kind of fell out when I was doing it. I wish we could. So right now we have the rocks. We got some sand. We got some dirt. And then we just have some plants, some little plant life.
That's what we're...
Okay, so right now we're just looking at this little teeny grass. Little teeny piece of grass. And then this other little teeny plant is right here with it, this guy. Because those would be good. They're perfect sizes to go in what we're making. Just a little tiny grass. And this is a little tiny plant. If we can get it out. See how big it is.
We don't want it to be too big or it will be too big for the Ecospheres jar.
Right. So that's a perfect size. And we got it roots and everything. Okay, so Morgan, why don't you grab some rocks and put them in the jar. Put them in softly because you don't want to break the glass.
Yeah.
And Sydney, you can help put them in there too.
Can I?
Yeah, you can too.
But don't throw them in, okay?
So we need to line the whole bottom and have a little bit of a layer around the bottom. Don't drop them, Joey. Good job. Okay, so here is the beginning of our ecosphere. We just got the rocks down there. Now we're gonna add the substrate, add the sand and some dirt, and show you what it looks like after that. Okay, we've added the sand. As you can see, we got our sand layer in there. Not too high, and we're gonna add some dirt on top of that. Okay, we adding the dirt now.
Plant.
Don't put the plants in yet. Yeah, just a layer of dirt. We wanna probably be about halfway full and we're done with the dirt. All right, well, as we were sitting here putting in a little bit of dirt, we had some just sitting in our... I have them in my hand. This was dug up a couple days ago, but we just had it sitting in the wheelbarrow, and we were lucky enough to find a couple little earthworms, which is perfect. We're gonna throw those in there, and hopefully they will add to our ecosphere. Okay, so here we are, all of our substrates in the bottom of our jar. We have our sand, we have a dirt layer, and then there's a topsoil layer. And so now we're gonna add some plants in there. We have a couple little earthworms in there, which is awesome. And we'll try to find some other little insects to put in there after we get the plants in as well. Those are just, so that one I think is perfect. So let's maybe put that like right there. Put it down inside, and then we'll cover the roots up. And then the grass will be a good one too to put in there. Oh, you put a big worm in there. I don't know if he's gonna be able to live in there. And then
Yes, he will.
that has some roots, so we'll try putting it in there and see if it'll survive, because that's a pretty little
What about the worm?
plant. All right, so we got some good plant life we put in our jar. You can see the little tiny plant here. We got another species, some grass, and we have two other types of plants in there. You can see this one better from the outside maybe. So Sydney's got a really good piece of moss, and so does Morgan. And we're gonna pack that down around our plants to make like a carpet in the little ecosphere. Okay, let's see what Sydney found. This is a cool little piece. We're gonna put that in there. That'll look really neat, just sitting in there. We'll just arrange it so it looks all nice and pretty. Be really cool. All right, well, we got another centipede. See if we can zoom in on him. He's right there. Look at that. That's cool. So we got two of those guys in there now. We're also gonna try to find some roly-polies or something. All right, we got an earthworm in there. We also have a slug that we added. Let's see if I can get, he's trying to crawl out of the jar. We're gonna leave him in there. I don't know if he'll do well or not, but pretty cool looking at least. All right, well, we are just about done with our ecosphere. We have some snails, we have some slugs, centipedes.
We have worms.
Worms, we got plants and moss.
We got dirt, we got sand, we got rocks.
Yep, so now we're just gonna go try to find a couple more things to put in, and then we'll close it up and call it a day. Okay, we got our last couple things added in. Got the really cool piece of wood with some stuff growing on it. And then on the other side here, we have another cool piece of wood with some different stuff growing on it. Got all our plants and everything in there. We'll just close it up. So the very last thing I did here is wrap the top with some Teflon tape. That's just to make it further airtight, since mine is not a completely airtight jar. But this should do the trick. If you have an airtight jar, you would not need this, of course. All right, well, here we have our final products. We have our water ecosphere and our dry ecosphere. I added some water. You can see it in the bottom of the jar there, just a little bit. We have all our little creatures in there, a bunch of different plant species, and hopefully these will last a long time. We'll repost in a couple days once the water clears out on the water jar to show you what that's looking like.